Just like that, I'm leaving Arizona. I am gonna miss this place so much.
Welcome to the season 1 finale. This is my last day in Phoenix, Arizona. I moved out here 8 months ago, thousands of miles away from my home, and I knew absolutely nobody here. These are 5 life lessons that I've learned being out here all by myself as a 23-year-old. Being out here in Arizona for 8 months and living by myself and starting up all of this social media thing that I'm doing, it kind of taught me something that is such an important lesson in life that sucks to learn. And I feel like everyone kind of has to learn it in their own way, in a hard way. And it's something that even when you learn it, you have to use the discipline to not fall in the same trap. So the first thing I want to talk about is every high comes with a low, and I swear the low is like a lower low than what the high is. It's something that problems can only teach you, and there's no easy way to take it in. And whether it's drugs or alcohol, specifically I want to talk about views. When things are going well, it's so much fun. You know, you wake up one morning, a video blows up, you get a bunch of views, you get a bunch of DMs, you get a bunch of attention, brand deals start coming in, and it's so exciting, it's such a rush. Then you wake up some mornings and there's just goes cold turkey for months of nothing is going your way. You're putting out better work and it's still performing worse. And it feels like it's just out of your control. One moment you think you're doing everything right and you have it all figured out, and the next moment you're questioning why you're even doing this. Then in reality, you start chasing those highs and you want to reach a higher high. That's when it gets difficult, because with that comes the lows. And the crash will always come. The silence will always return. The problems will always be there if not resolved. And sitting here all by myself for so long made me realize you can't run from these problems, you have to face them. I'm only 23 and I know I'm gonna mess up way more times, and there's probably gonna be more dark moments in my life in the future, and that sucks to say, but also there's gonna be awesome moments in my life. So, you know, I gotta be optimistic about it. All right, it's time to get some coffee. Tell me, girl, what you say? So I'm at the Window Coffee Bar. This is Homer, the owner of the store. This is my favorite coffee shop in Phoenix, Arizona. When I moved out to Arizona, I thought being alone was what I needed to grow. And yeah, I did grow, but I also learned that life isn't meant to be spent alone. The best moments, the real moments, they're meant to be shared with friends, with family, with people who remind you that you're not doing this by yourself. And that's something that I'll always carry with me. So good. The next thing I learned was life is not meant to be spent alone. What's the point of all the success if you're just gonna end up being alone, celebrating by yourself? It got really obsessive. Like literally, I would post 1 to 2 videos a day. I would wake up at 6 a.m., do my morning routine, edit and post the whole entire video before I even got to work at 8:30 a.m. And then right when I would get home, I would make a 5 to 9 after my 9 to 5 job video and spend my whole afternoon making a video and posting it. And I definitely don't regret any of it. I'm super proud of what I did and what I created. I just think there's a way healthier and better way to go about doing something like this. But there came a point where like this void started growing inside me, and it was just like getting bigger and bigger, and the meaning of life I think was shifting into something that's not what it's supposed to be. And there's nothing worse than spending your lows all by yourself and having no one to talk to. I don't know much about the psychology, but you definitely need social interactions in your life.
Just like that, I'm leaving Arizona. I am gonna miss this place so much. So many memories have been in this apartment, highs and lows, a lot of time spent alone. However, I'm not gonna miss that kitchen at all, because the kitchen was a nightmare to cook in. So being in this empty apartment and kind of being in my feels, I wanna talk about something that didn't take me until I was 23 years old to realize, but family is always there for you. And I am so grateful that I have a family that supports me, and I feel so blessed. And I want to give an actual example. I will never forget the morning. I had like just a horrible night, and I woke up and I was on a low. Like
I just felt like I was in this spot where I couldn't get back up from it. And I called my parents, I called my sister, and I called my cousin, and it was the most comforting thing knowing that they want the best for me. They actually care about my problems. And I hate opening up. I hate talking about my feelings. I want to be perceived as someone who's strong, independent, got everything figured out, is smart. But it's okay to break down and open up because that's what they're there for. I didn't know how to get out of this mindset I was in. Being in that position made me just understand this is what it is. This is what family is for. So I'm super grateful and I'm super blessed. I always remember that day as family needs to be one of the top priorities in life. Also, shout out for my parents. They helped me move out and that was clutch. Anyways, do you think I'm getting my security deposit back? Goodbye. I have to say though, moving out of my college apartment was way more sad than moving out of this one. Because you know, leaving college was sad and I actually like that apartment. I'm gonna miss my roommates. This one was just kind of like, low-key, a little depressing. In my career, I learned that growth doesn't come easy. You have to take on challenges head first. I didn't always get it right, but every setback shaped me in the person I'm becoming. Not the sunset we wanted, but the sunset we got. There was a time at work where I would avoid harder tasks, not because I couldn't do them, but because I was just being lazy and honestly I was scared to ask for help. But all it did was make me more anxious and eventually pile up more work on my to-do list. I want to be a contributor to the team and I want to be an asset and I want people to look at me and think, okay, he's accountable, he can get the job done. I can't confidently say I was that guy. I'm really excited to take this mindset and start my next role fresh because I think I'm gonna do a lot better and I think I learned a lot about the business but also just about myself and how I operate. I'm sorry it's so cloudy today. In an ideal world, it would have been sunny and this would have been like such a cool scene, you know, getting a cool sunset, but my last day in Arizona, there's nothing I can do about it, so you gotta deal with it just like I do. There's one more thing left for me to say. So this vlog went into day 2. I'm at the airport now. I got super busy with that packing. That was a ton of work. About to get some pay weight because that's my favorite place to get at the airport. Alright, my flight boards in less than an hour. I'm actually editing the video right now. I just want to say one more thing before it ends, and it's success is so relative and success is so temporary. I feel like that's so important to realize because there's so many different aspects to life that you can't just be successful in all of them. There's always things that can get better and there's always things that you can work on. And I mostly mean it as life goes up and down. For example, like you could have a year of success, a month of success, but it's relative to the point where, okay, you're not gonna keep going uphill forever. There's gonna be that downfall of the highs and lows. Success isn't attainable. Success is temporary and yeah, I don't know how else to put it that way, but I feel like that was something important and I wrote it down, so I wanted to say it.
I go too deep, then it gets hard to find the way.
If you watched to this point, you deserve to know I am moving to Cleveland, Ohio. It's for my job. I'm relocating. Please subscribe. It's free and you can always change your mind. I hope you enjoyed the season 1 finale and until next time.